So today we're going to be interviewing Mr. Smith about
Deforestation and what impact we have on it and what we can do to stop it. So, what is your opinion on deforestation?
Deforestation?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I just read an article the other day that said deforestation is at the point where the planet might not survive. And I was shocked because before that, I didn't have an opinion about deforestation. Obviously, I come from a wooded state and never knew that it was a big issue until I was in high school. And then at that point, I had a strong opinion. I quit eating meat because this was back in the early 1990s.
Are you a vegetarian?
When I was 16 years old, I became a vegetarian because there was this issue about clear cutting the Amazon rainforest in order to make beef cattle grazing land. And at that time, which was 25 years ago, it was the first time I ever had a strong opinion about saving forests. And I'm not vegetarian anymore, but I was for like 15 years because of deforestation and other issues like animal cruelty.
Okay. Are you aware that you're a part of the destruction of the rainforest?
From using paper and stuff? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for me, it's funny. I have a weird relationship with it because I like paper. I like people to write on it. I know that I do things that are considered wasteful, but I am aware. I'm an old man, so I won't change my ways.
Okay. Do you know what palm oil is?
I do know what palm oil is, yeah. But I don't have an opinion or much awareness about it.
So when you cook at home, do you use palm oil at all?
Okay, so my wife is big into using coconut oil, and I like to use olive oil predominantly. And i.e., when she cooks, she uses just some old, I don't know, some kind of oil like seed oil or corn oil or vegetable oil. I don't know, but...
Yeah, because I read this article and it said that every hour, the same size as about 300 football fields are cleared to make the space for the production of palm oil.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that at all. No, that's crazy.
What do you think is the major cause of deforestation?
Well, yeah, I think for sure there's an issue of sprawl, where people need housing and people need agricultural land and people need to use more cheap land, and so they take forests over, right?
If you started something to stop deforestation, for example, clubs, programs, or videos, or etc., would you encourage family and friends to join?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny about the environment because the article that I was talking about that shocked me that I recently read said a big problem is that there's low awareness about this and that people feel like they can't make a difference. Like, for example, if you don't live near a forest, how can you protect the forest? And what this article said is raising awareness does make a difference. And there's a variety of other things that you can do, even if you don't have, like money to give, you can still give time and raise awareness and join groups and give support and all that other stuff. So I would encourage people to do it if I was part of that.
Starting from today, what's one thing that you could do to stop deforestation?
Well, I'll look into the palm oil thing. I wasn't aware of that, so thanks for telling me about that. And then, like I said, I'm always trying to consider ways to be more, ways to use less paper in my job and in my house, or in real life, in my personal life. I was just thinking about this because I like to give people books as birthday and Christmas presents.
Yeah.
And so I just decided this year that there's a bunch of websites where you can buy new books, but I'm starting to switch into websites where you get like old library books or reuse books or resell books, because the idea is you get the same content, but you don't have to cut down more trees to make new stuff. You can just use stuff that's old and people don't want it anymore. And it's cheaper. Save a few dollars.
Do you also think that using coconut oil or other oils will make an impact on the environment, like the rainforest?
It's funny because I have so little awareness of it. I don't know specifically about the oil, but I do believe that, and like I said from reading that article, people said raising awareness is a great thing that you can do, and one of the outcomes of raising awareness is to let people know that the decisions that they make, how they spend their money, is a huge impact. So if you can just tell people, one person, buy less palm oil, it won't work. But if you can raise awareness, so 1,000 people buy less palm oil, then you've got something that's super effective. I don't know about palm oil, but the article that I read that was talking about the forest said, you can make these decisions by the way that you shop and the way that you spend money, and tell your friends about it.
But how do you think we can raise awareness about this problem?
Well, I don't know. Like, you've just spoken to me about it, and I didn't know before, so that's one guy. I'm for sure gonna tell people about my decision for like Christmas gifts and birthday gifts. I'm gonna tell people why I'm doing that, and then the other thing that just another thing about deforestation is that I'm also gonna wrap those presents using recycled paper rather than going out buying new stuff. So it's funny. It's like you do a small thing and then you tell the people that are close to you, and hopefully have some kind of small impact or bigger impact than you imagine even.
Do you think it's so relating to money?
Mm-hmm.
So why do you think people take green colored paper and they think it's worth more than, for example, a yellow colored piece of paper that has no face on it or no number on it or no fancy font or city or anything?
Yeah, I don't know. I worry about this a lot because even my kids, like, they don't know anything about money, but they know they want it. Like, have you guys ever heard of the tooth fairy?
Yeah.
Like, the tooth comes out, you put it under the thing. This is a real story that happened. My daughter, her tooth came out, and she was sitting there trying to write a note to the tooth fairy, but no spoilers, but it was like me who went and put the money in there, and then I read the note for the tooth fairy, and it said, "Dear Tooth Fairy, I want paper money. I don't want coins. I want paper money." And then she drew a picture of 100 RMB. And I was like, what? Like, she doesn't even know what that is. If you said, what can you buy with 100 RMB? She might say, an airplane or a car or one piece of candy. Like, she has no idea the value of money, but she knows she wants paper money, not coins, because paper's more,
Do you think it's strange that people use paper to pay for paper?
Actually, I think not to change the subject, but I don't think this is going to be. I think that's a problem for me because I'm old and I've already had 40 years of paper. But just like 3 years ago, I downloaded WeChat. Before then, I was paper money everywhere I went. And now you go to some place, you pull out paper money, and they look at you like, ugh, what's wrong with paper money? So I think when you guys start working and making your own money, it probably won't be money like Chelsea's talking, like colored paper with pictures on it. It will probably just be like
WeChat.
I actually have WeChat Pay.
See what I mean? So before you know it, right? Like actually I tried to pay a taxi driver with cash, and the taxi driver told me, I don't take cash. I was like, what, bro? You are a taxi driver.
Yeah.
You don't take any cash. And what it was like, my ride was 24 kwai, and all I had was 100 RMB, and he didn't have 76 RMB in cash, so I still had to pay, So I had to pull my phone out and pay on that. And to me, it's just like, it goes to your question because it probably won't be paper money that much longer.
I remember when I was small, my friend, so she got like 100 RMB when she
Lucky.
for like allowance, but then her little brother got like a little less than her, but like, and he would always get so sad about it. So her mom would give her brother like maybe 10 coins and give the other girl like, because he thinks that if you have more of it, like
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
that it like.
The same thing happens in my family. I like my
Once,
younger daughter.
I actually caught my mom red-handed sneaking money into my pillow when I lost a tooth.
Oh!
So the thing that happened was back then I actually believed in the tooth fairy.
Oh, yeah.
So I made an oath that the next time my tooth fell out, I would stay up all night to see if it would come.
You're just sitting there like,
No, I wasn't. No, and then my mom normally like comes in like to check on me like right before she goes to bed. So I closed my eyes pretending to be asleep, and then she puts her hand under my pillow. And then so when she leaves, I put my hand under to see what she was doing under my pillow, and I found money. And
Ooh, you were pretty smart.
Very smart.
I obviously didn't tell her that I knew it was her, because she was like, the next day she was like, oh, did the tooth fairy come to you? And I was like, yeah.
You should have been like, no, Mom. Maybe she'll come tonight. More?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thanks very much. Well, I gotta say, that was a great interview. Thanks for preparing those questions ahead of time and put me on the spot. She's just like, did you know that you're responsible for this? I'm like, whoa! What kind of interview is this?